Have you ever wondered what makes a leader great? Is it the power they hold, the lands they conquer, or, something quieter, something deeper? The great writer and philosopher Will Durant once noted that history is shaped by the choices of a few. This idea rings especially true when we look back into the vast, sweeping plains of ancient Mongolia. We often hear the thunderous name of Genghis Khan, a man who built one of the largest empires the world has ever known. His story is one of force, of vision, and of uniting scattered tribes into a single, unstoppable power. He was a force of nature, a storm that reshaped the map of the world. But what happens after the storm passes? What comes after the great conquest? This is where our story truly begins, not with the father, but with the son. We turn our attention to Ogedei Khan, the third son of the legendary conqueror. He was not the fiercest warrior like his brother Chagatai, nor was he the eldest, Yochi. Yet it was Ogedei who was chosen to carry the immense weight of his father's legacy. He was tasked with a challenge far different from conquest, the challenge of holding it all together, of turning a sprawling territory won by the sword into a lasting, functional empire. Ogedei Khan was born into a world of constant motion, a world of horses, felt tents, and the endless sky. As the third son of Genghis Khan, he grew up in the shadow of a living legend. From a young age, he and his brothers were trained in the arts of war, horsemanship, and survival on the harsh Mongolian steppe. But while his brothers were known for their fierce tempers or their military prowess, Ogedei was known for something else entirely, his generous spirit and his approachable nature. He was the kind of person who could share a laugh with a common soldier just as easily as he could debate strategy with a general. When Genghis Khan passed away in 1227, the future of the vast empire he had built hung in the balance. The great leader had made his wishes known before his death. He had looked past his other sons and chosen Ogedei to succeed him as the great Khan. It was a choice that surprised many. Why him? Genghis Khan knew that the next phase of the empire required a unifier, not just another conqueror. He needed a leader who could get his ambitious and powerful brothers to work together. Ogedei's calm demeanor and his ability to listen were the exact qualities the empire needed to avoid fracturing into pieces. One of the first things Ogedei did as Great Khan was to establish a true capital city, Karakoram. Before him, the Mongol capital was wherever the Khan and his army happened to be. It was a mobile camp, always on the move. But Ogedei understood that to govern a vast empire, you need a center, a heart from which all arteries of communication and administration could flow. He invited artisans, engineers, and merchants from all corners of the empire, from China, Persia, and Europe, to come and help build his city. Karakoram became a symbol of his vision, a multicultural hub where different ideas and cultures could meet and flourish under Mongol rule. Ogedei was not a ruler who made decisions alone in a dark room. He firmly believed in the power of listening to many voices. He formalized the Kurultai, the great Mongol assembly, making it a regular event where chieftains and generals would gather to discuss important matters of state. It was like a giant team meeting where everyone had a chance to speak their mind before the leader made a final decision. This collaborative style of leadership made others feel valued and involved. It ensured that his policies were not just his own whims, but were supported by the collective wisdom of the empire's most important figures. It might seem strange to think that a 13th century Mongol leader could have anything to teach us in our fast-paced, digital world of today. But, honestly, the lessons from Ogedei Khan's life are surprisingly timeless and relevant. His story is a powerful reminder that true leadership is not always about being the loudest voice in the room or the strongest person on the field. Sometimes it is about the quiet strength of listening, the wisdom of collaboration, and, the courage to build something that will outlast you. These are qualities we seek in leaders in every field, from business and politics to, our local community groups. Think about the importance of teamwork in any successful project today. Whether you are working on a school assignment, playing on a sports team, or collaborating with colleagues at a company, success depends on everyone working together. As we look back at the life of Ogedei Khan, we see a leader who was, in many ways, the perfect successor to his legendary father. Genghis Khan was the visionary architect who drew the breathtaking blueprint for the Mongol Empire. But it was Ogedei who took that blueprint, gathered the materials and oversaw the construction, brick by brick. He gave the empire a heart in Karakoram, a nervous system in the Yam, and a structure through his administrative reforms. He solidified the conquests of the past and laid a stable groundwork for the future, ensuring the empire would not crumble the moment its founder was gone. His reign was not without its flaws. History tells us he had a great love for drink, a personal weakness that concerned his advisors and may have contributed to his relatively early death. The empire's expansion under his rule also brought great destruction to the lands it conquered, a harsh reality of the Mongol age. No leader is perfect, and Ogedei was a man of his time, shaped by the brutal world he inhabited. His story is not a simple fairy tale of a perfect king, but a complex portrait of a human being tasked with an almost superhuman responsibility, navigating it with both remarkable wisdom and personal failings. Yet, his core achievements remain a powerful example of a different kind of greatness. He demonstrated that leadership can be consultative, that stability can be as glorious as conquest, and that unity is a force multiplier. He managed to hold together a family of powerful and ambitious brothers, channeling their energies toward a common goal, rather than allowing them to tear the empire apart from within. This feat of diplomacy and personal influence may have been his most significant and most difficult accomplishment of all. It was the glue that held the Mongol world together during a critical transition. And so we are left with a final, lingering question, one that echoes through the halls of history and into our own lives. What is more difficult, to build something new from scratch, or to take a magnificent creation and ensure its survival for generations to come? Is the greater legacy left by the one who conquers the world, or by the one who successfully governs it? Ogedei's story does not give us a simple answer, but it invites us to ponder the many different shapes that greatness can take.